What's poppin', everybody? Welcome to Pop by Culture, and we are here for a special stream. We are hosting the closeout of Lethal Ladies by Counterpoint Comics. As always, I'm here with my main man, Drew, aka Dolan, Mr. I Write Comics. But tonight is a little different because we're talking about a book you're working on. So how you doing, brother?
I am doing fantastic. Yeah, it was a chilly Sunday today. So the last few days here in Indy, like it was like the 50s or 60s, and then last night, we get bombarded with just a snowstorm between like 11 p.m. and like 4 a.m. So it's like, where the hell did this snow come from? It was just beautiful not too long ago. Why? This isn't fair.
We've had schizophrenic weather. We will be, a high of 40 something one day, and the next we're reaching the 80s, and then it'll be in the 70s and 80s for 2 or 3 days, and then get back down in the 40s and 50s, and it's just been weird. I would rather just be cold. I'm gonna be honest. It's winter. Just let it be cold. It's okay.
Likewise.
But yeah, we've got we got Leslie in the chat. Leslie goes, a snowstorm. Anyone that doesn't get snow on a regular basis loves the idea of snowstorms. And then I guess if you live in it, you're like, yeah, no, this sucks. But I don't live in it, so I love it when we get them. Ours is typically ice, though. We don't really get snow.
You know what? Ice, I will take snow over ice any day of the week. And yes. If people are familiar with driving with ice, it's a scary mother, especially black ice. It's even scarier.
It is, because it just looks like it's a wet road.
Yeah,
and then suddenly you're going a direction you didn't think you should be going.
Yeah, whether it's your car or your feet, they're going a direction you didn't want them to go.
Yeah, if it's your feet, they're typically going in the air, along with anything that you're holding. And then 2 seconds later, you're feeling twice your age because everything hurts. I love it. Yes, black ice. It is a real thing. But no, we have a special stream tonight. It's going to be a lot of fun. We are going to be discussing Lethal Ladies as we close out the campaign. We are going to look at some of the process of making the book, discuss some of the process of making the book. We'll kind of highlight the artist, Andre Lunatic. We're going to highlight his work and really show you his steps. So I think it's going to be really cool. I'm a nerd, but I love getting to see the process of, getting a script, doing some roughs, doing some pencils, doing the shading, inks, colors. I just love going that entire process. So I think it's going to be fun to look at some of these things tonight. And of course, we will check in with the campaign here in a second. But before we do that, let's go on and say hello to the chat. First and foremost, we have the link for the Kickstarter pinned. So if you haven't backed it already, go back it. We're going to actually pull that up and go through it a little bit as well, so you can see all the covers that are there and being offered. But yeah, if you haven't backed it, go back it. What are you waiting for? This is your, I don't know if it's your last chance, but you should do it now. So are y'all doing a backer kit?
Not as far as I know. One thing I have learned with a lot of these projects with Marat, these books are very, very hard to find in the aftermarket. Like specifically, like when it came to Vampirella and Red Sonny Meet Naughty and Nice, I have yet to find any of those out in the wild, and Marat never has them at the shows. And so if you're able to find these, get these now. Especially Andre Lunatic, get in on this one now. This is the first of many projects we did with Marat, and you want to be able to say, "Yep, I got his first work right here."
Nice. Did Marat hold on to this because of that? Was this why he was like, we're gonna wait a little bit?
No. So he may not. He's got a strict release schedule. He's got everything planned out, for over a year or so.
Nice.
And one thing he told me, he's like, "Hey, just some expectations. That just realize that what we're doing now is probably not gonna be coming out for the whole other calendar year. I've got a whole other slate of books that were scheduled to come out before then." So I was like, okay, I was forewarned about that. So, which gave Andre and I plenty of time to work on other projects as well, which will be coming out this year and the year afterwards. Trust me, there's a lot.
Indeed. We do have Kaiser Jose in the house with Sup Nerds. How about them Bears? The Bears.
The Bears. Yeah, that was a huge win last night. Couldn't believe it.
Yeah, that was a exciting finish.
Yeah, you know what? As outside of, I think, actually, you know what? All of the games have been pretty damn good. The playoff games.
Yeah, actually, agreed. It's been same with college. It's just been an interesting season for me. So, fun stuff.
College football has been an absolute blast to watch. Yeah,
hell yeah,
love it.
We do have Combat Medic in the house. He had a question mark earlier. I think it's because we were starting late. We started off with some sound issues, and then we were backing in and out, and then I backed out and came back in, and then I couldn't get my slides to load, so I was like, great. this is perfect.
So Combat Medic, that's actually Carmine, who owns Sophie's Timeless Treasures. It's a new,
very nice.
Yes.
Yeah, go ahead.
Fantastic new store owner. He and his daughter. I actually wrote a all ages comic for him and his daughter. And it's completely sold out, which is awesome. Had to go back to a second print. And he's done a few Unholy Nightmare exclusives, which are fantastic. And we got a few more projects in the works coming soon.
Yeah, you sent me that the video of the review kind of discussing the comic, and I hadn't realized that you had done this. And maybe you had mentioned it, but I'm so used to hearing so many different things that you're working on that they kind of they slip. But I was like watching this, and I was like, "Why did Drew send me this?" And I'm sitting there watching. I was like, "This is really cool. This is sweet. I love that you've got this young girl that's doing this comic about standing up to bullying." And then they're like written by Dolan Waddick, and I was like, "Oh, I don't think I knew about this," but I thought it was awesome. So yeah, go check out Sophie's Treasures or Sophie's Timeless Comics, right?
Yeah, I think it's sophiestreasures.com, but the full name of the store is like Sophie's Timeless Treasures.
Heck yeah. But yeah, that seems like a cool thing that you were working on. So, and I liked the review of it. We've got Maxfield Von Priestley in the house, the comics crusader himself, and he says, "I feel like Tina is a lethal lady." Tina is a lethal lady, Max. Tina's a lethal lady. So that's going back old school there. We haven't brought up Tina in a while. So,
of course, first Tina comes to mind is Tina from Napoleon Dynamite. Tina, you fat lard, come get your stinking dinner.
Tina, eat. Yeah, no, Tina was the alter ego that I so to give the context here, we've always given Max a hard time about his dating life and the lack thereof.
Rightfully
and
so.
how we try to, get him people to maybe go on dates with. And I was trying to be sympathetic towards him, and I was like, yeah, I get it. In Southern California, you have to be careful because maybe you run into a Tina, but the Tina is really hi, my name is Tina. So that's where Tina came from. But yeah. Kaiser saying he used to live in it and he doesn't miss it, talking about the snow. So yeah, again, I think if I had it every year, I probably would not like it. But other than that, no. Y'all are killing me with these black guys comments, but we're saving those for another time. Let's see. Kaiser put Drew. Will you be a Bears fan when they move to Gary?
when they're the Gare Bears.
The Gare are they really moving to Gary, Indiana?
Yeah, that's the rumor because the deal the city of Chicago is giving them is not that good of a deal, and the initial talks of them moving to the north side. But it's not going too well up there with the plan. But the governor of Indiana pretty much told the Chicago Bears, hey, everything you want is going to be tax-free. You know what? So you want anything, just you're not going to be charged for it. Just no state tax, none of that stuff. So they're pretty much talking about turning Gary, Indiana into a Disneyland if this happens, So
wow,
hotels, restaurants, everything in the. So, and really what's funny is that they showed because they're going to be leaving Soldier Stadium. It's a done deal. They're going to be leaving, but it's actually a shorter distance from Gary, Indiana to Soldier Stadium as compared to Soldier Stadium to the north side of Chicago where they're supposed to be going originally. Yeah, but they can't get the land deal. So,
yeah. Interesting. Wild. Yeah, if they do move to Gary, I think Gare Bears is definitely going to be a thing, and I'm
absolutely. How could it not be?
It's right there.
How could the Care Bears not take advantage of that situation?
Yeah, you've got to. Suddenly their whole uniform changes, their mascot changes. They've got the Care Bears. And then Kaiser just added, Governor of Illinois doesn't want to burden the taxpayers like they aren't already. Well, fair. But yeah, we're gonna get on topic with the comic itself. So I do want to pull up the actual Kickstarter real quick, and we'll kind of run through it. So let me share my screen. And then while I'm pulling this up, Drew, do you want to kind of give us a quick rundown of what is Lethal Ladies and how did this come about?
Yeah, so Lethal Ladies, this is the first time ever that Murat Michaels has had all of his properties converged together in one book. So you got Savage Eve, Naughty and Nice, Baby Zombie and Candy, Demon Slayer, Pray for the Sinner, Battle Fairy and Yeti. And all together, one book. And they're all brought together on this battle world because they've been deemed too toxic.
Too toxic.
Yes.
Wait, but too toxic by who?
An individual, this powerful alien entity called the Woke, and he has deemed them canceled.
I'm gonna interject for a second. I totally meant to get that John Campea video of him going woke, and I forgot, and I'm so mad at myself right now. Anyways, they're deemed too toxic. The Woke sends them here, and then what's taking place in this book?
It's a battle of survival. So they've got to fight off against not only surviving with each other, putting up with each other, but fighting off against the Woke's minions, his evil soldiers. And I'm so tempted to spoil one of the characters. If I should or not, don't. Okay, I'm not. I'm going to let the readers enjoy that. I had fun creating them, and I loved it. Just so initially when Andre drew them, they weren't illustrated correctly. So that was like one of the first times Andre and I kind of had a little spat. It's just like, no, they gotta be drawn this way. You gotta do it this way. But he got it. He initially, it turned out well.
You had a spat with someone that they refer to as the Mad Russian. Like you thought that was a smart thing to do.
Yeah. I'm an American. Yeah,
I'm an American. Awesome. We will kind of do a few more deep dives into the characters and the plot a little bit later, but we're going to continue just run through this quick overview. As you can see here, there are 4 covers that create a connected cover. We have the nice version and the lethal version. So really cool stuff here. And if you want to get your cover signed, this was something that was brought in towards the end of the campaign, just the option of getting these covers signed. So I don't know if you have any more of those left or not, Drew.
I don't know either. I know they're available as add-ons.
Gotcha.
I can find out. I don't know. Yeah, let me find out about that. See if I can get an answer for you on that one.
But there are a ton of covers overall. There was a great launch special for the first 72 hours that if you backed it, you got an awesome box and an exclusive cover. But we've got a ton of great covers, and we did an original stream a few weeks ago, kind of going over everything. But solid work here. We got interiors. I'm skipping past the interiors because we're definitely, like I said, we're going to dive into those later. But yeah, great covers coming up. So you got your cover A, and this is going to be by TriStar.
Yep.
So you've got. Oh, sorry. Say that again.
No, I said yep.
Yep. So TriStar right here, and it looks like you got Nice, and I can't remember who this is.
I believe that is Demon Slayer right there.
Demon, yes. And then we've got cover B coming in, and this is Elias Chatsoudas. And yep. I mean, look, I'm going to be honest. I backed this one. I like this one a lot.
Elias, he does well. You know, his ladies sell well, and he knows what he's doing.
Agreed. Yeah, I thought this was fun. Even just the juxtaposition of these two and their differences, I think is fun. Kind of more this. I always think Savage Land whenever I see something like this.
Yeah, how could you not?
Yeah. So throwing that down, but yeah, huge fan of this cover. I liked it quite a bit. And then cover C, we've got cover C coming in by Marat and CC De La Cruz, and this is Demon Slayer. And remind me of the character that she's with here.
That is Yeti.
Awesome sauce. So that is
from the series Battle Fairy and Yeti, and and there's the Battle Fairy on the next cover.
Yeah. So you go into cover D, and this one is by Ryan Kincaid and CC De La Cruz. And you've got Naughty and Battle Fairy, and this is the third of the connecting covers. And then we go on to the fourth connecting cover, and this one steps away from the boobage and goes to the bootyliciousness. But it's Ebass with the colors by CC De La Cruz, and it's a fun cover set. So
Ebass, and he another artist. You know what? You put him on a cover, it's going to sell.
Yeah, and look, he thought of his audience too. Or actually, I don't know. Maybe Marat thought of the audience. I don't know who did the pre-planning for the layout, but they decided to show both sets of assets for this. And then if you want the entire gang on one cover, we do have the Drax Gal cover, which has been we've been hearing a lot of feedback on the channel about this cover. So
yeah, this is far and away the most popular cover. And granted, don't get me wrong, the connecting cover set, they've done very well. But as far as an individual basis, if you're going to take into account the nice, the naughty, and the set, this is a home run, this cover. Yeah.
And there's something about his work here that, like, you see this in this way. And to me, I go like, yep, I see comics, I see animated series, I see video games, I can see action figures. Like, it just looks like a run of the gambit of what I guess is portrayed here. So I think this is a fun cover. It's fun seeing everyone here all on the same cover as well. So
yeah,
it's an awesome job. We also have cover G, and this is going almost like that more realistic type look, and this is by Piper Rudick.
Yep, she's another fantastic artist. I believe she is actually a tattoo artist by day as her primary occupation. Sorry,
nice. That's what I was about to bring up, is that I thought we had discussed she was a tattoo artist, which I think is awesome. So if you ever want a tattoo that looks lifelike or realistic, you get an idea of what she can do here with this cover. And then we start getting into, I think the damage covers, and I think we call them fatal covers, correct? For the
yes,
yeah. So damage covers, if you want to see your ladies a little battle torn, you've got some options here. So we've got this TriStar damage cover, and then we start getting the lethal. Sorry. So you get the lethal covers, and that's when things get a little more, hello. But and we've said this before, the black dots are not on the actual covers. This is just to make it appropriate for the internet. But yeah, you got the same kind of run of the gamut, and all of our ladies there just showing more skin. And so a ton of options for you if you're looking for whatever your taste is, maybe a little bit of everything. And again, you got some awesome connecting covers, and you can do it with the trade or without the trade if you want it for the art of it. So did you have any feedback or like, were you involved with the cover work at all, or is that mainly Marat?
No, it was mainly Marat. Yeah, that was all Marat. He showed me initially the layout, I saw the 4 cover layout. That's what the connecting set. I'm like, oh, that's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And but then he showed me the layout for the Drax Gal, what it was going to be. I'm like, oh, this looks amazing. And I was seeing the process along the way, and I saw the final version. I'm like, this is hot. This is going to be the one. But all these covers are beautiful.
Heck yeah. And then I do want to add that you have the chance for upgrades, so that if you want, you can do a foil upgrade or even a metal upgrade. And I will just say, as someone who has metal covers, there's something about them that they just look spectacular. So I'm just throwing that out there. Foils are cool too, but I don't know, man. Like, I'm really growing to be fond of metal covers because they just pop in a different way.
Yeah, and like these gold ones, I mean, they're all like one of ones, you know, so these are incredibly rare.
Yeah. Dang, that's awesome. That is awesome sauce. Well, currently, you know, kudos to you. You guys are at 21,332. Freaking awesome. And I know that I think going into this week, we were like, hey, hopefully it gets to 20K. Well, it's surpassed 20K. We've surpassed 21. Let's see if we can get to 22 by the end of the night. Why not?
That'd be nice. Yeah.
Yeah. It'd be awesome. Awesome. All right. I'm going to stop sharing this so I can get back to see the screen. I'm going to pull our thumbnails back up. We do have some questions coming in. So let me get those pulled aside. And
what? We got the superstar himself is in the chat. There he is.
I see it. So we've got Andre Lunatic, the Mad Russian himself. Yes. He goes, hello, or hey everyone, hey Dolan, hey Joshua. The artwork looks amazing. Are you talking about the interior artwork or the cover? No, I'm kidding. I mean, Andre, since you're here, I just want you to know that for 2 years, 2.5 years,
2.5 years,
I have been gushing about your work because I got to see, I think, a page of a book that we're not talking about yet. And I just, when Drew showed it to me, I was like, holy shit, man, look at the detail. Look at the backgrounds. Cause I just gone on this massive argument, I was on a soapbox bitching. Yeah.
Spirited debate.
Yes. About how I'm so sick of just seeing color washes as backgrounds in comics. And it was annoying the crap out of me. And, I saw your stuff and I was like, oh my God, thank God. Cause it's, I mean, the cross hatching, the details, it's all fantastic. But then I was in Vegas with our buddy Max, who's in the chat. And I was having breakfast with Kelly Jones and I had to like pull it up to be like, cause we got on the same subject. And I was like, you've got to look at this. So it didn't say what it was for, but I was just like, but also he was like, that's fantastic work. Freaking fantastic work. So yeah.
There you go, anyways. Andre.
Yeah.
Kelly Jones gives you a script, gives you a thumbs up.
Indeed. But he also said it's Andre who already did a lot of books with Dolan. Yes, which I'm super excited for. And he's an awesome writer, creator, best screenwriter or best script writer I have ever worked with. Nice, man. Awesome. Love to hear that.
Yes. Thanks, man. Yeah, best artist I've had the pleasure of working with. If I could work on him with every project, I would. It'd be amazing.
We also have Buzz Ace Vito, I'm guessing, and he says, "What's up, peeps?"
Yeah,
Vito, what's up? Buzz? How are you? Welcome to the stream. Come join the conversation. We're just a bunch of nerds, just one nerd talking to another nerd about nerd stuff. I do want to say, because you're talking about Drew's writing, Dolan's writing. Drew Dolan. I know Miss Drew, so I call him Drew, but Dolan. And I've kind of mentioned this before. I've been friends with Drew and I've gotten to watch him over the course of his, I would guess professional writing career is probably the best way to put it. And I told him too, like he just keeps getting better and he gets a better idea of what he's wanting to do. I think he's getting better in terms of genres and kind of branching out of genres. So it's been really fun to watch him grow and develop and I think test yourself in some ways. You've gotten some projects that I don't think you would have naturally been drawn to, but then did it and loved it. And I haven't gotten to read the School Bully one, but I do want to read that.
And I will say, yeah, that was the hardest project I ever had to write. It was 10 pages. It was 10 pages, but it was the hardest thing I ever had to write because I realized, like, I realized this is going to be for kids too. So I've got to, do my best cartooning, my best script writing, to try to convey a lot, without too many words as well.
Yeah.
But not to go over the top and crazy how I like to usually do. So,
what are you talking about? What do you mean?
Yeah. I compared to like Robert Rodriguez when he started off doing like Errol Mariachi and Desperado. Then he went to doing Spy Kids. It's like, this is the same guy. He can do both these things. Holy crap. So I saw that as my way of trying to do something completely different. And yeah, yeah, it was a fun challenge.
I will say, and hey, high praise coming in. Combat Matic said you nailed it, brother. So that's awesome to hear. I will back what you're talking about, because when I lived in LA and was working on stuff, I made the comment that the hardest thing to write is stuff for children or young family friendly stuff, because you're having to step out of your mindset to try to think like a kid and what's going to entertain them, but then you're also wanting to be self-aware of the parent that's going to be there, either reading with them or watching with them. So you're trying to write on two different levels, and it is so hard. It's probably the hardest thing I ever tried to do, and I'm okay not doing it again.
No, you're right. If there's one person I wish I could just talk to for hours, it's Eric Burnham, because he is the one comic book writer that's doing it so damn well. He's been doing it now for over a decade, it seems like, at IDW. And I just want to, dude, how do you do it?
No telling. And then we do have Andre saying we're amazing, but dude, your art's easy to gush over. Let's be for real.
And I've told Andre, like, I would just love to have my walls plastered in all of his OA, on my apartment, but that's not possible, unfortunately. All I'm going to say is his best stuff is coming down the pike. Don't worry. It's like, once we get to some of these future projects, you guys are going to be really, really blown away by it.
Well, and I think he's a great artist, but too, I think there's just something about when you start working and have a writer-artist duo, and you get them working together enough that they really start to kind of understand and dovetail with each other or flow off of each other. I think you can get some magic there. And that's why you see so many creators come back to each other, in the industry. But it makes a difference.
Yeah. And it's just reflecting back on this book. I wish that I'd had a couple more pages to be able to really give Andre a chance to have those splash pages, because there's a couple moments in here. When you read it, it's like, oh, that would have been a great splash. That would have been a great splash. But it's just, I was told this is how much real estate you got. You can do this. Just that's all you got. You got to work with it. It's like, all right. Okay. So, yeah.
So when you like put your head down and put your hands in your pockets, you're like, oh, okay. Kick the can.
Yeah.
I mentioned we do have some questions. I'm actually going to hold that in just for a second, because what I want to do first, because they're both both questions referring to the characters. And I know you kind of gave a rundown of what this is, but I do want to kind of just go and get a quick just description of each of these characters that are featured, in case people have no familiarity with them. So for Lethal Ladies, you mentioned that they're comprised of Naughty and Nice, characters from Pray for the Sinner, Battle Fairy, and the Yeti. We've got Savage Eve, correct?
Yeah, Savage Eve and
Demon Slayer, and then Baby Zombie and Candy.
Yeah.
So just for a quick rundown, if you were going to give your elevator pitch of what each of these characters or stories are, we'll start with Naughty and Nice. How would you kind of elevator pitch what Naughty and Nice is?
Badass spy babes.
Nice. And can we talk about Pray for the Sinner? A
quick elevator pitch for that is I spit on your grave in space.
Oh, I love it. Okay. And then we've got Battle Fairy and the Yeti.
That's just fantasy land. That's just fantasy. That's a fantasy story. They're in their own little fantasy land. And
now, Drew, you're talking about fantasy, but is it fantasy or is it romantasy?
Not romantasy.
Okay.
Yeah. Not.
So we're leaving that audience out. We're leaving that sector of the book talk audience out. Okay.
Yeah.
Savage Eve, who I've already shared my affinity for. What's Savage Eve's story?
It's just kind of like his Sheena. It's Marat's Sheena, and
nice.
I haven't had this. This is the one opportunity I've had to write her. I haven't had any others yet, but we'll see in the future.
Awesome. And then wrapping up the final two, we've got Demon Slayer.
Demon Slayer, yeah, her boyfriend or husband got possessed by a demon, and so she's been exercising demons, just with her skills and swords.
Heck yeah, her sword skills.
Swords.
I'll take swords for 500. That's swords, Mr. Connery. Dagger's a sword. Sorry, everyone's
reading from a card.
Watching this, yeah, people are gonna be watching this and like, who is this idiot? Final one, we've got Baby Zombie and Candy.
Yeah, so Candy is just a kind of like a badass biker chick, and she discovers this baby zombie, that just shows up, and she's kind of taken the zombie under her wing, just kind of keeping her under her protection. And that was the fun part in this book, writing baby zombie in this, because nice. One thing I liked, kind of like what Aaron has talked about with Kneel Before Doomface, there's stuff going on in the background, and I tried to use that approach with Baby Zombie, where you just see him and like he's doing all these, he's eating all these random things. He's eating a leg, or like he's biting it down into something, or just like, wait, what is he doing?
Nice. So that is a quick rundown that if you're not familiar with these characters that are coming together for the story, that is your quick elevator pitch of what they encompass, what their world or title is about, and what Drew kind of had to work with coming into this. So we're getting into our first question, and it is, who do you think steals the spotlight in this lineup of lethal women?
I would say Fairy.
Oh,
Battle Fairy.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay, nice.
Reflecting on it, I think she's got one of the big moments in this.
Interesting. Did you feel like that was going to be the case for you coming in?
No, it just happened. It just played out naturally. Honestly, I was just writing it, and it just, I don't know what happened. It played out naturally that it wound up being her, having one of the more pivotal roles. Nice.
Very nice. And then the follow-up question is coming from Max, and he put, who came up with the characters in the premise, Marat or Dolan?
These are all Marat's characters. And but the premise, yep, that was Marat as well. He messaged me, called me. I think it was right after the success of Catfight Meets Naughty and Nice, and he wanted to work with me again. And he told me the premise he had, and I'm like, okay, all right, because like the premise I talked about what happens in the plot. It's like that can, if you're not careful with that can go veer hard off the cliff really damn quickly, because it's a fine line between entertaining and just political crap that you don't want in your book. Correct. So, but we made this entertaining. We made this incredibly entertaining. And there's no lecturing at all. None of that crap in here. Nice. And we just wanted to have fun with that because that was big at the time. 2022, people forget, cancel culture. It was huge. Yeah. So we had fun with it in this. And he told me some of the side characters who were going to be working with the main villain of the book. But like one of them, I had fun exploring and just making them special. I told Marat, hey, I got an idea for this one. We'll make her the blah, blah, blah. They'll be able to do this. He's like, yeah, I like that. Go with that. That's awesome.
I love the blah blah blah. It's because we're not giving anything away.
I'm not giving anything away. No,
it's those are technical terms. The blah blah blah, yada yada yada. And then I'm gonna come in with I was surprised as well, but looks like I'm sorry. What was Combat Medic's actual name?
Carmine.
Carmine was surprised with Fairy as well. I think for me that would have been, I think that the character I would have at least been drawn to, but I'm not a big fantasy guy. But then again, maybe if I take it from the approach of like, Wasp and Avengers or whatever, like kind of that approach, maybe. But I thought that was a wild, surprised me, surprised Carmine, probably surprised someone else that's watching. And then he also added, which duo in this book do you think has the wildest chemistry or tension?
I think they all just have great chemistry with each other. And I really want to, because if this continues to be a success, if more people start backing this, there may or may not be sequels. So I can hopefully be able to play out play more with that in the future, because I definitely do. And I really want to get into some more, have these have more. There really, because like I said, there really wasn't that much time in real estate to really get into that with this, because I wanted to keep it fun, fast paced, kinetic, and not too much time lingering on things. But maybe in the sequel, if when it happens, we can get into that. But they do take jabs at each other initially, and no one really has. No one's more wild than the other one. But like the hardest part is really giving everyone their fair amount of screen time in the book, and that was the hard part, because this is my first time really working with this many characters.
Yeah, I mean, it's a handful of characters, and it's a normal size comic, 24 pages, right? Roughly. Yeah. That's it's not a lot of real estate to try to, make everything work there.
Yeah, if I had my wish, this would have been like a 40 page book. Honestly,
go for 48. Why not?
Yeah, it have some beautiful splashes, double splashes. But who knows? Maybe in the future we'll be able to do that.
Indeed. All right, I'm going to kind of shift gears, because what we're going to do, I mean, we'll come in and out with talking about the book, but we're going to talk about a few other things as well in terms of comics.
Oh, real quick, upset alert. 49ers just beat the defending Super Bowl champion, the Philadelphia Eagles.
Oh, wow. But my Bosa's not there this year. Oh, wait. Who did you say beat them?
49ers
okay, yeah.
beat the Eagles.
Yeah, San Francisco. Wow. Interesting. I didn't see that coming. So we're getting a lot of surprises tonight.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah, and yeah, Kaiser said Purdy's legit. Purdy is legit.
Yeah, I completely. There was a while there, the first few years, he was getting a lot of crap. Like, oh yeah, look at all the weapons he's got. Anyone could be able to throw if you got that many weapons. You know what? He's been proving it. After injuries and his offense getting decimated. So no, he was Mr. Irrelevant. He was the last pick in the draft, and boom, there you go, worth every penny.
Heck yeah. Since we are talking about Lethal Ladies, I kind of wanted to pick your brain, Drew, just about comics in general. But do you have any, aside from these ladies that are here, do you have any other ladies in comics that you are fond of reading? And if so, who are some of your favorite femme fatales?
I had enjoyed reading Vampirella. What Christopher Priest had been doing at Vampirella. I'd really enjoyed it. I tried popping back in like last week or whatever. Like there were parts of it like I thought were really funny. It was really good. But when it started getting to the plot, what's going on with some of the characters, I'm like, I have no idea what the hell is going on here. But he still got away with that. Christopher Priest is terrific with the dialogue and humor, and it's great. Vampirella is a fun read. I do love Red Sonja. I've had the pleasure of writing her twice, which is awesome. But I will say the stories out right now, I'm not fond of.
Yeah.
They should be better. And
especially should. Yep.
Especially should. Yes. Absolute Wonder Woman, that's actually been it's always on the cusp of being a recommend or a recommend.
Yeah.
So, I think those are some of the ones I've enjoyed reading.
Currently, yeah. If you could say you're going to write for one of the big two, is there a female? And you were going to do say someone saw this and was like, oh, this Dolan guy is doing great with Lethal Ladies. Let's get him on one of our femme fatales. Is there a Marvel or DC lady that you would love to write?
And
honestly, why is it Kamala Khan?
Oh God! No, Aaron's already said he wants Kamala Khan. I'm like, Aaron, she is all yours. You can have at it. Honestly, for me, I would love to write Black Canary. I would just love to fix the damage that Tom King did in the past year. Yeah. maybe, and I think really, and Joe's already said he's got a Wonder Woman story. I'm like, that's Joe. Joe's got that covered. But I would just like to find those female characters that really aren't utilized and to make them truly special. Like maybe like Liberty Bell, from JSA.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Do one with her, one with Black Canary. Just the ones where I love the idea of handling characters that don't have that much of a spotlight on them. That way, I could probably have a greater opportunity to be able to do what I want with them. So that's why I've always said, like, I would love to handle like Ragman at DC Comics. I would love to do Ragman or Wild Dog. I would love to do those characters because I think I would have an absolute blast with them. But we'll see what happens. That's where I'm at. So Liberty Bell and Black Canary.
No desire to try to swoop in and save one of the X-Men.
No, I honestly, I look at the damage that's been done right now.
Right.
And honestly, if they came to me and asked me, like, what can you do to fix this, please? I'm like, I don't know what the fuck to do. You guys have shit the bed so badly on this. Like Jesus, I don't know.
Yeah, I honestly don't even know where you'd fix the X-Men line right now.
I think I would have a greater success of handling a Darkman series than I would of relaunching the X-Men.
Darkman would actually be kind of cool. That'd be fun.
No, I've already got a story for Darkman.
Nice. If we're gonna kind of continue, well, actually, before I continue with my next question, we have Kaiser coming in saying, I can see Dolan writing a kick-ass Elektra story.
That would be fun.
That would be fun. You got to get the right kind of crazy though, and that is definitely a little hard.
Yeah, and my first thing, get her away from the Daredevil thing. Just get her completely out of that damn costume. We're fixing that. We're fixing the glitch.
It was fine when he was in jail. I allowed it, but now ever since he's been out, I'm like, why is she still Daredevil?
Correct.
And honestly, I'm getting on a soapbox for a second. I hate this idea that characters only have value if they eventually become like the title character of their main book. Elektra doesn't have to be Daredevil to be cool. Laura X-23 does not have to be Wolverine to be cool. So I wish they'd just let these characters do their own thing in their own sphere.
It really feels like they think that's the only way they can sell them.
Yeah. Leslie agrees. Elektra deserves some love. I agree. I feel I've been more on the God, I really want more Elektra after Daredevil. What was it? Cold Day in Hell? Is that the? Yeah. Just that brief little bit we got of her. And
you know what? That would be fun to write a story in that universe about Elektra. What all she went through, what she's been. That'd be fun.
Heck yeah! That's
got me giddy.
That. Yeah, do it. And then Leslie's also calling for some Black Canary. So. Listen, Leslie, we'll get Dolan to write Black Canary, but you've got to do the covers.
So, yeah, come on. It just what's fair is fair.
Well, yeah. Calling a spade there. We have Abomination AJ coming in the house with what up, people? What's up, AJ? We're here talking about some nerd stuff. It's nice to see you, brother. Hope you're doing well. I was going to ask, and we do have a few more people coming in. I've got some comments flagged, so if you posted a comment and haven't read it yet, don't worry, it could be coming. Since we're kind of talking about writing people, we know you've had some crossover with some of these characters.
Yep.
Would you like to see more crossovers, or is there anyone else you'd love to have cross paths with some of these ladies?
Honestly, I would love to get my hands on Red Sonja again. I would love a third time with Red Sonja and any of the female characters here in Marat's arsenal. I think I would have an absolute blast again. Because I think my best stuff is yet to come with Red Sonja. Like the first time, it was okay. The second time, it was better. But third, I'm really ready to do a full-on Red Sonja crossover.
Nice. I almost feel like doing Demon Slayer and like a Witchblade type crossover could be kind of cool.
Oof, man. Oh man.
Good Witchblade. Not the recent stuff that came out.
You know, God, if Mark Silvestri asked me to do that's a pipe dream. I didn't even consider doing that, but man, that'd be fun. Or hell, I mean, let's do a Pray for the Sinner and the She Spawn. That'd be a blast.
Yeah. Heck, I'd even take Naughty and Elektra going toe to toe with each other. Why not?
Mm-hmm.
That'd be a fun fight. Yeah, cool stuff all around. So we do have Zeke popping up and hello Zeke, nice to see you, brother. But he said just back to project, excited to get this and read it. Valerie loved cover G, so we are getting cover G. Which one was cover G? Hold please. Scrolling.
I think that might have been the E-Bass. Maybe.
That is the Piper Rudick cover.
Piper Rudick. Yep.
Nice. Heck yeah. So I can see Val liking that cover just based on some of the stuff I know she mentioned liking previously. I can see that. All right.
And there's a little spoiler in the book. There is a character in here from a certain early 1990s indie comic that shows up. It's an homage to that character. And I'm very, very curious to see if anyone picks up on it, if anyone finds it, or if it's too deep a cut. But we'll see.
I don't have any feedback. Yes, I don't know. But yes, I will be on the lookout now that I know. So indie character from the 90s, correct?
Early 90s. It's a very, very deep cut.
Okay. I'll have to remember that and try to keep my eyes peeled on that one. I do want to kind of move on so we can break down some of the art, because I do think it'd be fun to kind of dive into the art and what's going on. So we were gushing over Andre Lunatic. We do have some of his interior art featured here, which I mean, again, you get an idea of it. But I love seeing people's pencils. I think that's when you can really get a good idea of how they approach their artwork. And I'm the type of person that I love seeing people's process, and we have a little bit of that here. So I want to jump into that. And I got two different examples of this. So one, if you're looking at this and you've been watching our show, you probably recognize that we've shown the finished page of this multiple times already. But I wanted to show one example of the very first concept into what the final is, and then we'll actually do a breakdown of the steps in between, or at least some of the steps in between. But you got this rough of the, and I believe this is the only double page spread in the entire book.
Yeah, it is. And we wanted to really give time for the setup, to set everything up. So we figured, okay, a simple 2-pager setting everything up, the villain, everything. And it looks very familiar to a certain 2-pager from a massive crossover from the Distinguished Competition.
What? Why? I don't know what you're talking about. But yes, so this is here. And by the way, if you're going to take a little time to do a 2-pager to allow some time, this is where you need it. Because as we talked earlier, you're bringing a lot of characters in for a 24-page book. So you've got to lay that foundation before you start having fun. And then we're going to move on to what the final looks like, and it's this. So that gives you an idea, just start to finish, kind of like how I came up with it conceptually, and then boom. So my question to you, Drew, is how much of this did you script or did you call for reference, and how much did you kind of let Andre do his own thing?
You know what? That's actually a great question. I had not. I as soon as you said it, I'm like, son of a. Why didn't I not have the script ready so I could show you the script? But you know, I have not looked at the script since it was done. So nice. This is a great question. So I like where your head's at. I'm going to pull this up, and I'm going to see what all was similar or not. And what all he took creative liberties with.
While you're pulling that up, we already have a guess for the 90s indie character, and Kaiser Jose put the tick.
Wrong!
Oh,
so when I say character, it may not be a human. It may be another creature. Or
Oop, what are we ooping? I'm gonna have to keep thinking now because that I was thinking human, and now I'm trying to think outside of human beings. Oh man,
All right,
I
so
might get a better idea once we get there.
all right, so I found the script. I'm taking a little screenshot of that what I had written for Andre, so you can be able to. Want me to send it to you via text or in a Facebook Messenger?
Just you can give a rundown. Like, did you kind of describe that you wanted this as a double page spread?
Yeah.
Or
So I had shown. This is what we're going to be using as a reference. Was the Crisis on Infinite? See, if I just send it to you, you would have this.
I didn't. Yeah, my bad. Send it. I didn't realize you had the image you were referencing.
Yeah. So give me 1 second. That's one thing, I love about technology in the modern day, where I can't imagine doing this back in the day when you're trying to have to dig through reference books and everything else, having to make Xerox copies and fax them or use FedEx to FedEx them out overnight.
Right. All right, hold on. I'm saving. Give me a second.
And no, it is not Duckman.
Oh, there's a guess for Duckman.
No, not Duckman.
Okay, but what about Howard the Duck?
Not Howard the Duck. No,
I guess that was probably more 80s, but
yeah. Well, regardless, that would have been a huge lawsuit if I were to probably insert Howard the Duck.
Fair. All right, I'm bringing this up, but maybe while I'm bringing this up, so we can compare, why don't you go ahead and talk about your process, and then once we get this image up, we've got someone that we'll bring in as well. But go ahead and talk about your process just a little bit.
Yeah. So the process is I get a good visual idea of what I want on the page, and when I see when I visualize the best way how it should look, I try to find photo references to how that should look. And more often than not, 9 times out of 10, I can find a great visual reference for what I need. But there's also this rare occasions where I may have to actually sketch it out, draw it out, do the actual point of perspective, just the line, the horizon line where I want the POV shot to look. But fortunately, in this case, there was already, a page similar to what I wanted, and I scanned that, sent it to Andre. This is how the double pager should look. And he killed it. And there were some changes along the way. We'll see. We'll see. Because right there, specifically in that second panel, when you see those where it's supposed to be different Earths, it was changed to just one Earth.
So I'm pulling up your notes here. And you got to the Crisis on Infinite Earths double pager. So you've got that image here, and then which we kind of see, and then your notes across the top. We see the characters with text blocks above them stating their names, standing under bright lights. Naughty Nice, Candy and Zombie Baby, Tox, Battle Fairy, Yeti, Savage Eve, Jacqueline.
Yeah. So there's another character in the mix we haven't talked about. There's a gentleman in the group, but we may talk about him in a bit.
Nice. I'm going to use that as a moment to pause because we do have an awesome dude in the back that I want to bring on. But we have, ladies and gentlemen, the one, the only, the coolest dude I know, and I could never be as cool as this guy, but Nick Weiser.
Oh,
Nick Weiser.
Hey, you're psychotic for that intro, but thank you anyway. That's just nuts. That should be illegal, but it is great to see you, Josh. Great to see you, Drew.
Hey,
man, hell yeah, dude. I like what you're on a roll with your books too, and I think something that definitely needs to be acknowledged about what you put out so far. I like how these stories are really straightforward and they just go for it. I like that we're just going right into it. We're not trying to tell I know it's obviously in a serialized type of format. Mm-hmm. But the way it tells it doesn't feel like it's taking forever for anything to get going. Mm-hmm. Shit gets moving. When I read Silent Nights, few nights, I'm thinking, okay, what's going on here? And then a few pages, I'm like, okay. And all of a sudden, before I know it, I'm like, oh. And then I was just like, so this is where we're going. Okay. I'm like, yes. And I was just like, pedal to the metal on this shit. So I like that you just you're just letting it go with these comics, and I can tell like you still probably have a whole other bag of tricks where you probably don't even know jack shit about fuck with yet.
Well, that's what I was kind of saying earlier too, Nick, is like all the different books that he's worked on, especially the past like 2 years or so. It's just so many different genres that he started to dip his toes in, and I think that's cool to see him kind of, shift between. And then you talking about Silent Nights in particular, that was one of the ones that Drew had sent me the script. It's like, hey, you want to read it and like give me notes? I was like, sure. And I'm like, I write notes in the moment as I'm reading it. So there'd be times that I'd like type a note that's like, it'd be cool is if you had the character do this, and then I would go like 2 notes in. I'm like, never mind. Never mind in note number 16 because he had it in there. So I was like, yeah, cool. But
I love that.
Good stuff. So
that is hilarious.
we've just kind of been going through. Have you had a chance to get any new or details on Lethal Ladies?
No, so fill me on that one because that one is something I am clueless on. So I know it says Kickstarter Closeout. Fill in the blanks for me on this one, please, because I'm in normie mode here.
Oh, shame on me. You know what, Nick? Because I'm going to send you some. I'll send you some.
Shame on me as well. It's only in the last month that I've had like my local friends who are saying you need to be better about checking your Instagram more often. We wait 9 years to get a hold of you. And I'm like, okay. I'm going to fix this problem. And I have been trying for the last 2-3 weeks to like make a more valiant effort to be responsive to like my local friends and people who aren't on Twitch, who are on Instagram. And you're one of them, Drew. You're one of them. So you fall into the category. It was technically you're kind of a local. You're in Indiana, and I'm outside Chirac. So I guess in a way you kind of fall into the local category too.
Yeah.
Nick, I feel you on the like trying to get back to people though. Like I'm the worst, and I anyone that tunes into the show knows I'm like I will be like blatantly be like, oh, I saw your message. I'm gonna get back to you, I promise. And then half the time I still fail. You know what it is? It's all these. I blame these freaking group chats, man. It's all these group chats, which some of them were in
a lot of them. I got because I barely respond to any of them ever.
Well, the bad thing for me is I got a lot of group chats of people that I'm either working on stuff with or doing YouTube stuff with. So those I'm like, I can't really quit, but they bury everything. So I'm like, oh man. I wish
and then the new messaging system doesn't help things either.
Oh man.
The new message system is awful.
Yeah. Agreed.
Yeah. But anyways, let's talk about Lethal Ladies. I want to know stuff.
So, Drewski, I know you already kind of ran through a rundown, but let's go through a rundown one more time. We're going to get Nick in on this, let him have his commentary on it, and go.
So, Nick, I sent you a message on Instagram. It's a screenshot of all the interior pages, so you can be able to see them. Like, it's one big. It's kind of what I sent Josh, but
whoa, hello, yeah, that's commentary, all right.
So, yeah, this is Murat's first ever big crossover with all of his female characters, and this was 2.5 years ago. I wrote this, and it was right after I did Catfight versus Naughty and Nice, and he asked me, "Hey, you want to write this crossover with me?" I'm like, "Yeah, all right, let's do this." So it was pretty much he and I venting our frustrations with cancel culture, putting it in this book. So his ladies have all been, all of his ladies have been canceled by this character called the Woke, and he's deemed them too toxic on their Earth.
What?
So, yeah.
Oh man, no! Oh, that's good. Oh,
yep. There he is. Yep. And so now it's a battle to survive on Battle World. And
so is this serious, or is this like a satire parody, or what's your, or is it like, what are you going for with that?
Yeah, it's a satire. It's an action adventure satire. You know, it's a good way to put it. Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of humor in it. And what I was telling Josh, I can't say it live because it's one of the surprises. Just one of the villains in this, that one of the minions that the Woke has. I'm proud of creating it because Murat had an idea for some of them, but one of which I'm like, oh, what if we made blah 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 blah, and they're able to do blah blah blah. He's like, yeah, that's awesome, go with it. So I'm not
so compelling when you put it that way, but yes.
I'm so sold off of nothing.
Yeah,
and it
I'm
worked.
sold off the blah blah blah. I was gonna say, oh shit, what was I gonna say? I was gonna say the woke. For me, though, I love the idea that he's named the woke, and he just looks like a cheeky, schmarmy bastard. But we've talked about the humor that's in this, and the kind of balance you had to take between the humor and then also just delivering fun, badass action. So,
yeah, that's all it's about. And just there's no lecturing, there's none of that crap. So it's just about having fun, kicking ass, and just having not just that, but having a fun ending too. A funny ending.
So we don't have any do better Senator moments in this.
Oh no, but I think that might have happened after I wrote this. I think maybe I didn't get a chance to get in there.
2 years ago? No, that would have been that Falcon and Winter Soldier was like 2021.
The show, that was 2021. Man, that feels like a lifetime ago.
It does.
So weird. It was only, if you think about it, it was only like at this point. So that was March 2021. That was 5 years ago. I remember I was told to like watch that Thunderbolts movie for one of my buddy Comics Division's show because we were watching. I was like, you know what? I should probably refamiliarize myself with US Agent because he was likable. And rewatching that first episode, it was such a tough watch. I'm not going to finish this show again. This is not going to happen. It felt like I was watching a relic. It felt like I was like, and it was weird. I was like, this show's not that old, but yet it feels like it.
Yeah, that was an interesting. I feel like you could have taken all 6 episodes, 8 episodes, and made like an okay movie.
An okay movie.
There's so much fluff, but you can't have people blowing up other people and then not call them terrorists.
You know what? So it's really weird. Like, because I remember when it initially came out, the first scene where the Falcon is being a badass, being heroic. Yeah. I thought, hey, this is a great start. Actually, we might be in for something good. Well, then the rest of the show happens. Like, talk about like buttering me up. Like it's like you're gonna go out for a night, like with like the Dream Lady or some shit. You think, oh, everything looks good until she starts showing off more. Like, oh, hold up, damn it, this is not what I bargained for.
I love it. We do have Andre coming in, and he's saying, "I remember this page." That's awesome.
Yeah. Nick, Andre Lunatic, the interior artist, he's here in the chat with us.
Oh, hello, sir. Yeah. Oh, I remember this page. I'm looking at it right now. Okay, I gotta make sure my children do not see this comic.
Since he's, I don't know. Do you want to keep going over some of the art that way? Nick can kind of get a deep dive into Andre's art real quick, Drew.
Sure, and we can see if we can get some of Andre's commentary on what he was doing it.
Yeah, heck yeah. Let me stop sharing the page. Let me pull this back up, and we're gonna go over. I'm gonna do the full kind of breakdowns here. So as I said, one of the things that I love is getting to see an artist come in and kind of do their roughs for their layouts, and then I call it rough pencils, which I'm referring to as this middle panel page, which is to zoom in on this bottom panel. We're going to be focusing on this last panel, page 5. So you first picture here is the rough or the layouts. The second, I would say, are rough pencils, if you could even call it that. Like, I feel bad.
It's a more completed version of a rough page. It's like the right before the inking comes in. I actually do know a little bit about this stuff from, like, I've seen layouts before of pages. I've had people send me pages, and I've seen the variations of the versions they come in. First, they look like cone heads, not like the movie cone heads, but like just like these oval shaped heads with no faces, and then the faces start to come in. Then then there's like the shadows around there, and then the inks come in, and then the color. So I actually do understand what you're saying. So if you're worried about wording this, so I understand, don't worry, I fully understand this. So just go all in.
I was more so going that I could see Andre being like, "Oh yeah, here's my rough pencils right here, this middle picture," and I'd be like, "Fuck you asshole! You're calling that rough? Like, that is a masterpiece." If I tried and I spent like 30 years trying to draw that thing, I wouldn't get there. I would still look like my stick figures look like they have Down syndrome or something. So, anyways.
I'm sure you at least draw a mean stick figure. Come on.
Hey, you know what? I give Tom King a run for his money in that stick figure department.
Tom King.
Oh God,
he is why bad things happen to good people. Straight up.
I love it. So you do have just kind of this layout. You've got what we'll call the rough pencils. He adds the shading in. And look, all I'm gonna say is if you look at this third picture over here and just the little line work that he's got going on in this little image, Drew and I were teasing the books that are coming out later that Andre and him have worked on. Andre and Drew. The backgrounds, the details, the crosshatch. I'm just gonna say there's a scene where they're outside in public on the streets and there's bricks and you see the details of the bricks. It just blows my mind. Anyway,
just that's to be continued.
That's all I'm saying. I'm not saying anything else. I'm leaving it there.
No. But I like less for me.
Yeah.
I like going in and like having just like a sliver, and then because nowadays there's too much blowing the wads, and then you're like, oh man, that's cool that I noticed, but now it's like I feel like I already know like 25-30% of the story, and I like going into it a bit drier.
Same.
I see. I'm glad we could agree on going in dry. Like that's something we're very mutual on.
Agreed. But yeah, we've got these 3 stages, and I have the next 2, which again focusing on this bottom kind of panel here. But you got the inks and the inks with the colors. So did Andre ink and color this as well, or no?
No, 2 other individuals. I had thought Shelby Robertson had inked these, but he didn't start working on Andre's pencils until a project a little later on, which was the Pray for the Sinner, just to be continued. It's going to be coming out later this year. But yeah, this inker, he did a good job. And
it looks great. Are you kidding me? I'm looking at the page. I'm just like, man, this is like something. If I had like an art book of this, I would just be happy just to look at it just with these. Don't get me wrong. The color looks great too, but I like seeing like the transformation of pages and where they come from. It shows you how valuable a colorist is when you add their touch to it. It also shows you the value of the inkers too, because inkers truly are an unsung hero. Like colorists seem to be getting some due nowadays, which is good. Pencilers, obviously, but inkers I feel like they are just like, it's like the basis of every band, especially in like a rock band. No one talks about them.
They can make or break a comic. They can really make or break it.
Oh, and yes, they can.
Case in point, I just bought the Incredible Hulk Epic Collection with the Todd McFarlane artwork in there. And you look at that inker initially he had to work with, and I was showing Leslie it, and she was just like, oof, this is rough. I'm like, yeah, this inker did him no favors. But then you see it get better when he started inking his own stuff, and you got better inkers, and like, oh, this is the Todd McFarlane we came to see. This is the Todd McFarlane show.
I've got a hot Frank Miller take on inks. I feel like he's better with his pencils when he's not inking his own stuff.
Agreed.
Oh, wow. So I guess room temperature take here. Because I look at like his stuff on Wolverine. I'm like, man, this is killer stuff when he was drawing this stuff. Then I'll see him ink as himself. I'm like, ooh, I don't know, dude. I don't know, man. Your characters all look like they're all boomers and old. But then all of a sudden I'll see someone else ink, and I'm like, oh, bro, like shimmer me shiny, dude. Like, woo.
Yeah, I think he had Joe Rubenstein ink his stuff on the Wolverine series.
Yes, it was Joe Rubenstein. But man, I was just trying to say that to add to your point of how an inker can make or break it, because man, Frank inking his own ironically doesn't work. You would think he would actually kind of be better than someone else doing his own pencils, but yet Rubenstein is better inking Miller stuff than Miller is at inking his own stuff. It doesn't make sense, but here we are.
Yeah. I feel like when he has someone inking for him, though, it helps just clean up his stuff just to the right amount.
It does.
Yeah.
It does. Agreed.
So, but yeah, it looks like Andre was happy with the inks, which is nice, because I know sometimes you have people throw down pencils and they throw down immaculate pencils, and then you have the inker just come through it, and you're like, what did you
gloss
do?
over it with a bunch of black? Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen that too. I'm like, bro, that's wasted potential. Don't do that.
Yeah, so Jagdish Kumar did the inks in this. This was not Shelby Robertson, but the inker for the Pray for the Sinner was Shelby Robertson. And when I say like there should be like an 11x17 collection of those black and white pages, it should be for that book, because
Agreed.
when I show those splashes, you see those action sequences that Andre penciled and Shelby inked, they are glorious.
Yeah. Oh, I don't think I've seen the inks of those.
Oh, you haven't?
I might have. I mean, look, it's been a little while. You know, I've slept since then. I know I've seen the pencils, and I know I've seen some of the final products. I can't remember if I've seen the inks, but just in general, I'm one of those guys that I love kind of, you know, when you have a good art team and publishers decide to do like a black and white, you know, or noir or whatever they decide to call it. I love when they do that, because then I feel like I really get to see the art. But I'm going to kind of agree with Nick. I love the colors too, because then you really get to see what the colors can bring to the table, and it just gives the books a certain energy and vibe that otherwise wasn't there. And I think colorists sometimes are the unsung heroes. I think sometimes colorists, unfortunately, to the other end of the spectrum, give the artists a bad rep. But
Josh and Nick, I just sent you guys if you guys want to take a peek at the inks for Pray for the Sinner, I just sent you the file so you can be able to see what they look like.
I'm looking. Okay, I'm checking my Dropbox.
Yeah, we're pausing the stream, everyone.
This is the Andre Lunatic hour, guys.
Pretty much.
Andre Lunatic is a superstar on the rise, guys. This is our very first collaboration, and we've collaborated on many projects since then. And the one coming up after this, which I believe is Pray for the Sinner, we're going to be releasing. It's going to be huge. And this is the big origin issue for Sinner. We see how she got her chain, who put her on the mission, who helped her along the way.
Listen,
I'm looking at page 3, and holy smokes, where you see the rain coming down, and you got the binoculars. And I'm just, man, this would be one of those prints I'd own. But go on. Sorry, John.
No, I was gonna say this is kind of what I'm talking about too. Hold on, I gotta pull this up. We've got Zach's coming in with "I love the color 2026." Zach's, you know what? I've grown in my YouTube career since I first started, because at least I'm not reading comments saying I love terrible people. It was like my third or fourth stream where I was reading comments, like, because I've always just been a guest. And then I was reading someone's comment, and they put "I love," and they named an Austrian painter, and I didn't reread the comment, so I just read the comment out loud, and I was like, "Fuck," because I knew that was getting clipped, and that circulated for like a year and a half.
Sorry, real quick, just I switched to you guys so you guys can see the pencils. So if you like the inks, you can see the actual Andre's pencils. You can see how immaculate they are.
Dude, awesome.
I was gonna say, kudos to Shelby, which I've done some streams with Shelby, thanks to you, Drew.
He's the man. He is one of the best inkers in the business. One of the best. Dude,
kudos to Shelby for not coming in and just deciding to do the, like, I'm going to marker this black. And he's got, I don't know, I'm sure he edited out some of the cross-hatching and stuff, but he kept a shit ton of it. So,
yeah,
my man. And I'm sure Andre is like, my man as well. Yeah, I mean, look, you know, we're talking about how we're praising Andre, but that's the thing with comics is it is such a collaborative effort, you know. And Drew, even kind of to the point of like, yeah, you're coming in, you know, you're collaborating with Marat on, you know, an idea that Marat has, a story that he has. Y'all are kind of vibing, finding where, you know, you're meeting in the middle, so you understand what he's wanting, so you can deliver. But then you have to also start vibing with Andre and his art styles. And then a lot of times too, you kind of want to talk to your artist and say like, hey, what do you love doing? What you know, what do you feel like your strengths are? How do you want to approach this? So, but yeah.
It just, I do know, like, if Andre's still in the chat, I mean, I think we'll say, like, initially it was kind of rough at first. You know, we're trying to figure each other out, because he's Russian, and I'm trying to figure out just how good his English is. And there were some corrections that needed to be made, and it was going back and forth. And Marat and I was talking to Marat, I'm like, man, I don't know if I'm going to vibe well with this guy. I don't know if it's going to work. And Marat's like, just work with it. Give it time. I think it's just a little rough at first, but just give it time. Work with them, and it turned into magic after that. It's just it was a big learning curve, but we're now best buddies. And if I could work with him on every single project, I would. If I could have him on Unholy Nightmare, I would.
I mean, understandable. I get it. Because like, I think even the first time I saw his work, I was like, dude, you got to do more with this guy. Because I think, and like a couple people that you've worked with that I've shared this with, I think there could be a chance that he just hasn't gotten the exposure he deserves. And then once people find him,
I think once people see Pray for the Sinner, I think once they see that, they're
So just Jeff Johns,
hey, Ghost Machine, eat your heart out.
we need a Brian Hitch stand in for Redcoat. We need Andre. Sure.
Yeah,
sure,
Gary
why
Frank. Not? I heard you hurt your wrist. We got a guy here. Just saying, Gary Frank.
I love it.
I heard Jason Fabic is out of commission. Oh no.
Oh wow. Bummer. Well, we got this guy, Andre. He's killer. Hey, Nick, because I know our time with you is limited. I asked Drew a little earlier, because we're clearly this book's about femme fatales, these lethal ladies.
Yeah.
So I was asking Drew, hey, what are some lethal ladies in comics that you like reading? And it doesn't necessarily have to be modern day, but if you were gonna go recommend a lethal lady, who would you like to read, or who do you like reading?
I really like the Paul Dini run of Zatanna. I still feel like to this very day that's a very underappreciated book. Now, for those who know, they know, but it's still like it was right before the New 52, and it only ended, the run got cut short because of it, as my old buddy Klob used to call it, the Screw 52. And that's one of the reasons I'll say it, because of that. But I really like that Zatanna run. It could have gone on, and I would have been totally happy. But that's a very killer character, and she's her own original character with her own story, her own supporting cast. You could do a lot with that for a show or a movie. But let's just gender swap instead, because how dare we give an original female character her own story? Woman, would they need to live off another map? So Zatanna definitely gets that in my book for sure.
Heck yeah. If you were to ever write a character, is that a lady you'd like to write?
Boy, I can't, man. If they're told me you're like, you gotta learn to write or you're gonna die, I'm gonna die. But if I'm gonna die trying, at least, I guess I'd give it a shot. I'll put that way. I'll give it a no pun intended with the shot part. I'll give it a shot, but man, it's not gonna end well. But I really like the character. I've been a fan of reading, even though I can't write or draw to save my life. I'm just a big, genuine mega fan of comics. So hopefully my kids will take up the learning to write and draw part, because that part I'm awful at. I'm good at being a fan. I'm good at being a fan things, but the creative side, oh boy, that's a problem.
I do think it's way more work than people think. And I know we've talked about the art of it, but even the writing, with comics in particular, Drew, you kind of have to math and puzzle things out, because
it is a puzzle.
Page turns, if you've got a double page spread, that can timing. You might have it, that can adjust how things need to happen before or after, and it's work. And I'll never forget. I'll never forget when Brian Edward Hill moved from TV to comics. He was like, man, I'm falling in love with this industry because it's challenging. And he was like, when you write for TV, you've got your formula that you kind of write to, of this happens from this page to this page.
There is no turn. You don't have to worry about any of that. And you can clearly see that in comic books that were previously a movie script, because there is no comic book pacing here. It's just another script, just another script. It's like, okay, there's no art here with the script, with the storytelling.
Yeah. But yeah, he I think he ended up describing writing for comics is the most efficient form of writing he's ever had to do, and he finds it fun. And then he was like, and I love not having a budget. Like, you know, like whatever.
Bullseye.
That is
bullseye.
One of the that is the biggest part of it, because you don't have to worry about the mega budgets or we don't have enough money. You can just get to imagine it and get the best penciler to adjust to your imagination and communicate with that. But hey, we can go crazy with these explosions. We could do, hey, you want a Rambo fight, a splash page, having guns and bazookas everywhere? We can do that. We don't have to worry about damage. We don't have to pay a bunch of people who don't need to be here. We can just draw it and write and have fun with it. It's so cool that comics has no budget like that.
The only real budget is your imagination. That's where the only.
Yes. No, I to me, it's still my favorite like medium of entertainment to consume. It really is. I will every single day I consume at least 2 or 3 issues, whether it's a floppy or a trade or a hardback. I'm always reading something. Like today, I've read 2 comics. I'll probably read 1 or 2 before the day's over. It's ingrained in me. It's been that way since 1995 or 4 when I got the adjectiveless Spider-Man. I think it was the number 32 or 33. It was 2 Spider-Man fighting on the cover with Punisher figuring out which one he wants to shoot. And since then, it's just like I got that at a 7-Eleven, I remember, and it's just been all downhill since then. Like, you know what? That's fine. It's just a hill that I've not stopped sliding down. It's a long time going down this hill, but I love it. I love going down this hill and just enjoying the medium comics. It's so fun. This to me is like, I don't know how it's not like in more people's eyes the greatest medium of consuming entertainment.
Agreed. I think, and I think this has kind of been one of my missions as an adult, and partially because I feel like I fell victim to the same thing. It's like I grew up reading comics. My brothers were reading comics. I kind of inherited their comics. I read all the way up until like high school. And the main reason I stopped was just my schedule. My schedule got so crazy. And then it's like at some point after that, I then was like, oh, comics are for kids. And I knew they weren't, but I let society put that mindset in there. And it wasn't until I was in Los Angeles, I was working my corporate job. I was miserable because I hated my job. And I'll just never forget, there was one Saturday that I was like, I'm just going for a walk. I just need to like clear my mind. And I walked, and I probably walked for like 40 minutes or so, and then came across Golden Apple Comics. And I was like, you know what? I'm going in because I haven't read comics in probably a decade. And I just want to see what's going on. So I went in, ended up buying like 4 or 5 books, started reading them. And I'm a Batman guy, but I'm like, well, I don't know what the fuck is going on because Batman's got a real son now, like his actual blood son. So I was like, let me see what I've missed. And I just caught up, and it's been like an obsession ever since. But I think there are a lot of people out there that do have the mindset comics are for kids. And I think
it's
comics
still
are for
to this
everyone.
Day.
Yeah.
Even though they're so much more mainstream, there's this like feeling that when you bring one out in public, there's like a weird thing. I remember the first time I brought a comic with me. I was a freshman in high school. It was Daredevil number 41. This was from volume 2. This is at this point Brian Bendis was in the writing of this run. And this is when Bendis could actually write comics, which is like feels like ages ago. Yep. But he was crushing it with Daredevil and Alias at this point in time. But so it was number 41. And what really was remarkable about the issue is I bought it because they were doing a sale. And this is what led to my first ever pull list. They were on sale for a quarter. So,
oh, wow.
Yeah, a quarter. So I bought it for a quarter at a Graham Cracker Comics, which is like the Midwest franchise of the area. I'm sure you've heard of it, Drew. You've heard of it. So I bought it at a Graham Cracker. I remember the next day I went to school with it, and it felt like I was hiding like a Playboy or something. Like, I'm not joking. It felt like I had like a porno in my bag. It was like this weird like hair of like uneasiness bringing it out to read. I was like, man, I gotta go in my weird corner here because I did. But yeah, it felt very weird bringing it out. I was like, do I need to like pull like a newspaper over this to cover up what I'm reading? It felt like that. It was a really weird feeling being in the library. Like I was like, like I can hear my heart pounding, not from just from the intensity of the issue, but from the if someone catches me reading this, what are you doing reading that thing here?
Yep.
So I got a story similar to that. Back in 2004, when I was stationed at RAF Mildenhall in England, we were doing a mobility exercise, and I was in the MoBags. I was building mobility bags for people to do a mock deployment, and I was I think I had like a trade paperback with me of like the Punisher, like Welcome Back Frank or whatever I was reading, and a guy was working with me. He looked over at me. He's like, "Hey, are you into comics?" I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, that's awesome, man." And he was like, "You ever notice how it's like kind of like drugs, or it's like you gotta kind of be careful about that, or it's like you gotta look around." Like, "Hey, you read comics?"
Oh my god! Yes.
Wow. So
our stories are similar yet
I was
different.
gonna say, yep.
Yeah.
Oh man, Drew, that's
kind of going into that category. If I was going to my downtown office for work, I would usually try to read on the train, and I had my tablet, but I was always like trying to be so inconspicuous with it. So I'm like leaned over in the corner, like reading like this, where people can't see the screen. But if you look at the reflection of the window, you're gonna see it's a comic. But the best was there was a guy riding the train, and he would read on his phone. So finally one day I was like, "Hey man, what comic book are you reading? I'm reading a comic too." And then we just started like we're like little schoolgirls. I couldn't tell you anything else about this man's life, but we're just like talking about comics.
Hey man, Nick, you got the stuff to do a drive-by, give you a quick issue, then just speed off in my car.
Hey man, you got the goods? Yeah, right here. Thanks.
You got it. I need the good stuff. You got the good stuff. Come on.
Got the good stuff. Nick, I know you just took yourself off screen, but I do know we need to be respectful of your time. So whenever you do come back, I don't know if you want to plug anything or if there's anything you want to share. Or
sorry, I apologize. When my minions was like coming in with glee, I was just like,
oh no! Listen, I have cameos from my dogs half the time. You're probably gonna hear squeaking at some point because River is gonna have a toy, or he's gonna come jump up and just be like, "Hi, Dad."
Give my best to your dog. I don't know your dog yet, but give my best to your dog.
Hey, but, River, Ollie, Nick gives you his best.
Yes, winning. All right. So, anyways, before I go, Drew, thanks for shooting me the link to come in here and hang out with you and Josh. I backed Lethal Ladies because, well, why wouldn't I? That's like saying, is grass green? Of course I did. Of course I did. So don't expect anything less from me. Keep at it, man. These books are crushing it. They're all different, yet they're all just fast moving. They're fun. They're entertaining, and they're just not afraid to go forward. And it feels like you're on the formula of, I'll drop hints about the past as I go along, rather than just, butter us up and then go all out. It feels like you're just going for it, and then you'll sprinkle bits of the past as we go on. That's what it feels like. And I like how you have your writing formula. Keep at it. Guys, go back Lethal Ladies. I'm already forgetting that name. This sounds hilarious and fun at the same time. I can't wait to see how this all plays out. The execution of this art looks stellar. Seriously, it looks real killer. And I got to make sure that next time you got a book ready to come out, dude, I moved my show a few months ago from Friday night to Saturday night at 6 p.m. Central. You're welcome to come on whenever you want.
I appreciate it. Yeah.
And you're seriously, you just name a date and I'm like, oh, done. We don't have to ask questions. It'll be easy. Like, seriously, I'll be as easy as a hooker for you.
Outstanding. I love it. I got to get with Murat and figure out when we're going to be launching our next campaign because, we've got several coming out.
Well, hey, name the campaign. You're in. And for those in chat, Zax, what's up, Zax? I do have a channel, and yes, I do a comic show Saturday night called Klobby's Comic Shop. We basically talk comics and we drink booze. It's like the greatest combination in the world. I got preloaded last night. So that's just like the good times that are possible. Like I truly was by winning. I was full on Charlie Sheen machine winning.
Charlie Sheen machine. I love it.
Yeah.
Not by
all right,
he's
I'm
by
gonna
winning.
shut the hell up. But seriously, thanks for having me, guys. Drew, keep crushing it. Josh, great to see you. Chat.
Nick, always.
We'll have a magical evening. Okay, guys?
Thanks, Nick. Appreciate it, man.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, Nick.
See you, man. Good.
He's a good kid. Nick. The first time I met Nick was Dallas 2 years ago, maybe. And I'd done streams with him.
Yes.
But this was my first time meeting him in person.
It was at the meetup. Yeah. It was at the Geeks and Gamers meetup. Yeah.
And I was like, which at that point he was already pretty hammered, but I was like, hey Nick, and I touched him on his shoulder and turned around, he just like, ah. So and look, if you think Nick is just a certain energy while on stream, no. What you see is what you get all the time, because I'm like, bro, how does he stay on that energy like 24/7, man? Like, yeah, I do streams and I put extra energy in, and then I get off. I'm like, I'm like a wet blanket. But I did, because he did mention the show that he does on Saturday's Clobby, and I did want to pull up Zach's put the RIP Clobby. Indeed, rest in peace, Clobby. He was such a good guy for the comics industry, and it's sad that he's gone. And then just real quick, we do have Jana Banana in the house with Sup Boners. What is up, Jana? Nice to see you, my dear. And apparently I missed something on Zach's stream last night. I passed out, but I will be watching that playback soon enough. But I for some reason I would have loved Zach's stream, so we'll figure out what was going on there. And hey, we have Salty coming in. So nice to see Salty Traveling C here. He's giving Nick the adios. And Salty, always good to see you here, brother. And going back to the story about the periodicals of the Army, Carmine said, in the Army, we had a different type of periodical in the field. So, yeah. I think I might know what those were. And yes, Salty, so glad I got to stream with Clobby. That's awesome, dude. Drewski.
Highlights. He had the Highlights magazine in the field.
Oh yeah, you gotta look for the toaster that's hiding in the tree. Yes. You gotta circle it. Yeah. Those were the days.
Yeah, that Sports Illustrated for kids. Yeah, this is probably what he had.
Wait, was it really a Sports Illustrated for kids?
Oh yeah, I had a subscription. Oh, yes,
that's awesome. Yeah, he's going with yes, you know it. Highlights. Oh, I forgot about Highlights until you mentioned it. I do want to pull up the campaign real quick. So we were sitting, I don't know why I'm saying we. You're sitting nice with that 21,312. Roughly 15 minutes left. So if you haven't backed it, go back this book. As Drew said, Marat's the kind of guy that they typically don't do backer kits afterwards. And typically once it's done, and then they're hard to find in the wild. So, like this is kind of like your chance.
Yeah, exactly. It's not like a case where he's going to have like 4 or 5 cases of 250 copies each, in a warehouse. No, what you see, that is it. And you better hope you get a copy.
Yep. And then just keep in mind, we have all the various covers here. So you do have the chance that came in late to get signed covers. You have your option if you want the nice or the lethal version. And earlier we went through those string covers. I'm going to kind of scroll through them quickly again. We're not going to highlight each one, just let you see what's going on here, but some good covers coming in. So you have a pick of the gamut. This is the first of the 4 connecting covers. That'll be the second, the third, and the fourth, which I like to refer to as the one for everyone, no matter what your tastes are. Well, I guess maybe if you're like me, but you may not. Anyways, you get options here. But yeah, good covers here. And then, of course, you start getting into the damaged and the lethal versions, which add a little more va-va-voom and excitement to your eyeballs, I guess. But Wawa-wee-wa. So if you haven't backed it, go back it. Pick your favorite cover, and then keep in mind that you've got the opportunity to get foils as an upgrade or medals as an upgrade, and then you have the gold foils that there's only one of. So just, you're looking for something that's a collectible that could have some value. This is probably it.
And that's what's great about a lot of Marat's books. A lot of them have great resale value because they're so limited in the print runs.
Yep. Indeed. Do you think he'll ever do like a collection, like a Lethal Ladies collection that has some of these stories all combined together?
So he's done a Naughty and Nice trade paperback, putting together all the previous Naughty and Nice stories for Christy Kringle. So I think he's going to be doing more of that in the future. So I can only hope after my Naughty and Nice run is done that can be collected.
We got AJ. What are you laughing about over here? You laughing at my description of maybe not for me? Oh my God, I love it. Yes, and Kaiser, as Kaiser put, don't forget the foils, the golds, and the medals. No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Drewski, anything? We got about 15 minutes left. Anything you want to kind of cover that we haven't covered?
I'm trying to think if there's anything we missed. I mean, we've been praising Andre Lunatic like hell pretty much the whole show.
Yeah. Look, you should have known. Fair warning, you should have known that was coming. So, yeah,
just look. Andre Lunatic's art is one of the big selling points here. He is a superstar, future superstar on the rise. One of our projects we already worked on together is already out, called Aftermath, which was really special. Shelby Robertson on the inks for that one, and Dan Kemp's both Image Comics legends worked on that book. But yeah, this is the first project we did together 2.5 years ago, and it's the first of a growing, lasting relationship we've got, and it's been fantastic.
Yeah. I will say, one of the things that we always talk about when we talk about comics, whether it's your comics or the comics we're discussing weekly for like Floppy Drop or whatever, is, the fact that it feels like so many writers have forgotten like what the point of the comic is, and it's to let people come in and have fun, or maybe tell a compelling story. But in this world of modern comics where we tend to get pages and pages and pages and pages of talking heads without actually really getting any character or plot progression, they're just talking about nonsense. You make a point to avoid that at all costs. You come in to say, how can I make this as fun as possible or as violent as possible or whatever it might be. And I think for me as a reader, I appreciate that.
Thank you. Yeah, because we're readers of this stuff, and we know what we like and what we don't like. We know what works and what doesn't work. And yeah, I'll be damned if someone accuses my book of being boring, nothing happening. I'd be like, no. Oh, hell no. That is never going to happen on my watch.
Yeah, no, not at all. I will say, I got the pages to pull for this stream, and as I was like scouring through, it's a lot of action. It's a lot of action. Even these three that are here, it's a very kinetic book. It does not stop moving, and I think part of that is by requirement almost. You've got a lot to do in 24 pages. But even flipping through, like, it didn't feel like anything was moving too fast in terms of like, what are we doing? It's just high energy, high paced action. And it looks like it's going to be a ton of fun to just sit down and read. So
yeah, and kind of reflects the pace of what the characters are going through. Like the how you're reading it is how they're kind of experiencing things at that moment.
Nice. We do have Salty coming in with I backed this 2 weeks ago. Look forward to reading. Heck yes.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I think it's always exciting to kind of get this out there and see people start responding once they get it and share their feedback. And then, I've shared this too. I love being at conventions with you guys when your stuff's out and then having people actually come up and talk to y'all. I think that's really cool. And I will never forget. It was one of the first years that I think it's actually the first year that I met you at the Dallas Comic-Con. And I kind of got to see you in your element there. And I was like, dude, this is really awesome. And I just remember your comment was, yeah, I'm living the dream. I'm writing comics and, I'm getting to interact with other people that love comics and are coming up in there enjoying my work. Like, what's not to love? So yeah.
I only hope one day I can get the reaction that Aaron Sparrow did this past year at Dallas Fan Expo with that.
Oh my God, are you Aaron Sparrow?
Yes, I can only hope I get that reaction someday.
That actually was great, and she was decked out. She was dressed up as Darkwing Duck, so that was really cool. Because it was one of those, like, if you didn't see it, you wouldn't have believed it, and it legit, like, she was stoked. She was so stoked. So that was awesome.
She bought Aaron out of all the Darkwing Duck comics we found at that comic book store. She bought them all out like that day. It's like, oh, they're easy come, easy go. There we go.
Yeah. And then they were talking about the collections that were done, and she's like, yeah, so why didn't they include this, and this in the collection? You're like, all right, you are a fan. That is awesome. Drewski, because we do have a few minutes to kind of go through here. Say you do get to do a follow-up. What character out of these ladies would you be most excited to really dip back into?
Because I really haven't had a chance to play around with her, because maybe the viewers aren't aware, like, I've got plans and schemes with Naughty and Nice, ongoing series with her. I guess done stuff with Pray for the Sinner. I've done stuff with Battle Fury and Yeti. It's really Savage Eve. That's the one I really want to have fun with. Savage Eve and Demon Slayer. I really want to get those two some more exposure. Really get my hands on them and give them some time to shine.
Heck yeah. I think the cool thing with Savage Eve, especially in this lineup and in this group, is everyone seems a little more modern or above average, because they're techie or they're mystical or whatever it might be. And Savage Eve has that throwback kind of, like, not Tarzan, but that same, I said Savage Land earlier because that's what it keeps making me think of, that it just kind of makes her pop in this group.
Yeah. And what's great is, like, she's actually pretty comfortable in her element here. Like, she's a hunter. She's a hunter in this world. So where the others are just like, what the hell's going on here? She's in her element. Yeah.
And possibly in her element and also out of her element, because maybe people are different than what she hunts. But yeah, I think it's awesome. I think this book looks like a lot of fun. These are a bunch of kick-ass, cool-looking ladies, and I can't wait to see, what all comes of it. Let's see where we are.
About
5 minutes.
Yeah.
5 minutos. So 355 backers. Like, man, that's wild. And the other crazy thing that we haven't brought up here is y'all Beyonce'd this. Like, y'all did not promote that you were going to launch it. It was a very last minute. Well, I say last minute, but there wasn't a big build up to the launch. It was just kind of like, hey, by the way, this dropped. So it's awesome to see how well it's done, how well it did within that first, like, day and week. Like, it's just wild.
Yeah, because it's the exact opposite of what I would have done. And
right.
But because when Unholy Nightmare 3 happens, when we launch that, you sure as hell bet that there's going to be months of build up for it.
For sure. Hey, it's coming. But I do feel like this is a testament to Marat, even you, in the work that you guys do, and people kind of feeling like this is quality that they can rely on, and I think that's a nice little kudos there. So.
Yeah, this one thing.
Marat.
That's one thing I want people to know. Like, with these stories, with what we're doing with Marat and I, it's quality. Especially when you get to the interior artwork. These aren't just hot covers. They're not just booby covers. There's the interiors are of a high quality.
Yeah, I do want to know, when are we going to get a Pooh cover of this, though? I mean, come on.
You know what? That's an idea. I hadn't thought of that.
Yeah.
Maybe Caesar, still in the chat, because I know he may be getting into Pooh books soon. So, I'm sorry, Carmine. Carmine's in the chat. Maybe he'd be interested in a Pooh version of Lethal Ladies.
A Pooh version. Can you imagine a bunch of Poohs in these get-ups?
Some Poohs, and some Eeyores and Tiggers.
Oh my God, that'd be hilarious. For those of you that don't know, Marat's kind of great. How did the Pooh thing come about?
That's a great question. I never really asked him how that all started, but yeah, it started, well over a decade ago. And he started doing just a Winnie the Pooh for each cover for each city, and its own variant, like a San Francisco version, New York, Chicago, blah, blah, blah. and they just took off. And then he started doing like movie spoofs of them, then famous comic book cover spoofs, and they do incredibly well. They do incredibly well for him. And it's one thing he told me. He said, Pooh, he said, it takes care of itself. He said, that's great. It's always there. But he said, what we're doing here, this is special. You know, he's like, I really want to get back to focusing on this.
Yeah. Indeed.
Indubitably.
A few more minutes, 2 more minutes left before we close out. Drew, aside from the short page count that you had, what would you say was the biggest challenge you had writing this?
Giving everyone a screen time, making sure everyone had their fair amount of time to be able to get some action in, a little bit of drama. That was really the hard part, you know, because like I said, this is my first time working with this many characters who are known commodities, and before that it had been Catfight versus Naughty and Nice, which was 3, and so it's like now I've got like 7, 8, or 9. It's like, okay, this is going to be fun. It's going to be challenging. So it was not easy, but I tried to make them. I like to believe everyone has their moment in this book.
Heck yeah. I think anytime you're dealing with an ensemble, that is one of the keys that you've got to have, is make sure there's a purpose for that character being there, so that you have to have their moment, whether it's like a character moment or a badass action moment.
Or whether it's Zombie Baby just sitting in the background chewing on a leg or something.
Hey, you know what? That's a moment though. That is a moment. And you mentioned kind of
there's a little teaser, little spoiler alert. There's a moment with one of the bad guys, and he's getting ready to do something to one of their female characters, and then Zombie Baby shows up, just starts chomping on his leg, and the guy's like, "Wait, is that a zombie baby? What the hell is this?"
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That is awesome. And then you do have Carmine in the chat coming in with yes, indeed. I think referencing the covers. And then can't wait for our cover. Heck yes. And then just real quick, remind me of Carmine's comic shop. It's Sophie's
Treasures.
Sophie's Treasures. So if you guys want to go check that out, Sophie's Treasures for sure.
Yep. He's got a Pooh exclusive coming soon. So it looks pretty damn cool. And he's done some Unholy Nightmare exclusives, which are awesome. We got one coming up, which is very damn hot. I think Josh, you may have seen it, but so much great stuff coming from Sophie's.
Heck yeah. And then just as a reminder, Counterpoint Comics, that is Murat and the team behind Lethal Ladies, which, you know, features these other brands that they've been doing. So Naughty and Nice, Pray for the Center, which is coming, Battle Fairy and the Yeti, Savage Eve, Demon Slayer, and Baby Zombie and Candy. So make sure you check him out as well. He's active on Instagram quite a bit too, Counterpoint Comics. So go check it. Drewski, I think we are there. I've got confetti popping up all over the screen for the Lethal Ladies Kickstarter. It is fully backed and then some. $21,373. It's freaking awesome, dude. Congratulations.
Thanks, man. Yeah, it's a great feeling just to, hey, another campaign, another success. It's just let's keep this rolling. And I'm so excited that this is successful, and I'm even more excited for what's coming down the road later this year.
Dude, yeah. I mean, I genuinely, for what, 2 years now, as we've looked at things and discussed things and kind of like getting to hear stuff you're working on, and me just always be like, guys, I'm so excited for something Truth's working on. I can't talk about it, but it's going to get here eventually. So just, you know, the fun, Unholy Nightmare as it was coming out or coming up to its Kickstarter, and then even the other stuff. So Silent Nights, and, you know, from reading the early versions of the script, having some back and forth, seeing the art for that, and then seeing the full book. Even with the Depths of Valor, you know, and you had Aaron and I both separately, without speaking to each other, give you the note like, hey, I think this is some of the best work you've ever done. To even going into this stuff, and it's just fun. It's like I said, it's fun watching you grow as a writer and do different things and branch out and get more work. And I've told you before that I'm I don't know how you write as much as you do, as fast as you do, because I'm the exact opposite. I'm a slow writer, but you just churn stuff out. And it's not like, well, we won't say names, but it's not like some other Kickstarters who churn stuff out. And it's just like, oh, well, it exists. So, like, you actually enjoy reading this stuff. So, yeah, kudos to you and the team. If people want to find you, Drewski, where can they find you?
They can find me here, typically on Tuesdays and Thursdays on your channel, Talking Comics.
Yeah.
You can find me on Wes's channel, Thinking Critical, on Saturdays, doing the best of the week. You can find me on Facebook, Dolan Waddick. You can find me on Instagram, Dolan_Waddick. And you can find me at MegaCon at the end of March. Heck
yeah. Speaking of Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's going to be a big week. Drew, are you ready for Tuesday? It's going to be the big show, the top 25 of 2025.
So I've got a list, but I need to talk to you specifically what qualifies for top 20. Like, what can we include? What can't we include? Like, how can we do this? So yeah. we'll talk off screen about that
for sure.
Because I got so many like I want to include, but I'm not sure if if it counts. But we'll see.
I mean, I'm most likely going to say, yeah, sure, do it. But look, I will say my approach is I'm going to be discussing kind of like the things that I thought were the best and or things that I loved. So I'm going to give 25 titles essentially. But yeah, we'll go from there. But I still need to fine tune my list a little bit because I'm reading more things and trying to shift things around. And it's an interesting year because at first I was like, man, I feel like this isn't going to be a hard list to pull together. And then as I'm thinking through things, I'm like, oh no, this is a good year in a lot of ways. So, and then, yeah, so that'll be Tuesday. So if you want to come see what our top 25 books of 2025 are, you got it here Tuesday, 7 p.m. Central Time. And then Thursday, as always, we'll be coming in with Floppy Drop, where we discuss that week's releases. And that's always fun because it's always a mixed bag of good and bad. But, you know, maybe it's going to feel less bad now the Age of Revelation is over.
It's over. And hey, we got G.I. Joe this week. So yeah. G.I. Joe and Space Ghost. So yeah.
Heck yeah. Good times. Looking forward to it. If you want to follow the channel, you can follow us at BuyPopped on X. Again, we're always here. Please give us a like, a subscribe, come tune in. We're like I said at the beginning, we're just two nerds that love talking comics, and that's what we do. And if you want to follow me personally, you can follow me at Joshua L. McDonald on X or JoshWorks903 over on Instagram. You get a little bit of everything on those platforms, so why not? But Drew, anything else you want to say just to wrap up the night?
Thanks everyone for backing the campaign. I appreciate it. Marat, Andre, Russ, Cassidy, who set up the campaign. Nice. Thanks. We appreciate it. And I hope you guys like the product that we give you guys, and hope you guys enjoy the comic, and hope you guys stick around for what we got coming up later this year.
Yeah. So I need to apologize to Russ because I'm such a total asshole here. The amount of work that goes into pulling these campaigns together is unreal. So yeah. Kudos to him. God, I feel bad for not bringing that up earlier, but sheesh, great job as always. Excited for you, and again, looking forward to what you guys have in the future. And with that, we will call it a night. Go comment if you're excited to get this, or if you backed it, or comment what cover you backed, what covers you backed, and then we'll see you guys on Tuesday for the top 25 or top 25 of 2025. Not everybody.
What?
Get the fuck